Day 4 in the Kurukshetra battlefield. Generalissimo Bhishma, supported by his mighty royal warriors and diversified forces, formed the Vyala Vyuha, snake array formation, and stood in defensive mode to battle against the mighty Pandava army, spirited to win the day's battle. The Pandava army formed their array, which was new and untried but astonishing, having 4,000 elephants at each of its corner in attack mode, with the 8-bannered chariots shining brightly with Krishna and Arjuna protecting and leading it from the front. Witnessing that array formation, the whole of Kaurava army was filled with dismay, and seeing Arjuna in the front, they all were terrified. With the sun mounting in east, thousands of conches were blown, and drums were beaten indicating the start of the battle. Filled with courage and with no personal reason, the warriors proceeded against their foe, hoping for either victory or heroic death. Elephants banged with elephants of foes. Loud shouts of the warriors, twangs of the bows and bangs of the maces and clanks of swords were heard, signifying the frightfulness of the war. Pithamah Bhishma, with all his mightiness, began to slaughter the Pandava warriors with his shafts. Witnessing the prowess of Bhishma, Arjuna proceeded against him to save his warriors. Seeing Arjuna, Dronacharya accompanied by Kurukshetra, King Salya, King Duryodhana, Kauravas and Pandavas rushed to protect their generalissimo. Arjuna faced the mighty warriors and Maharathas rushing towards him. With his incredible Gandiva, arrows showered from the mighty Gandiva pierced the Kaurava soldiers and slayed them before they could react. Terrified Kaurava warriors ran towards Bhishma, with Arjuna battling against Bhishma, Dronacharya and his accomplices. Arjuna's sons, Abhimanyu and Shrudakarma, formed a mighty shield of protection for their mighty father. Singly, possessed with mighty celestial weapons and skills, Abhimanyu fought with a cheering heart against the 5 mighty undefeatable warriors of Swathama, Chitrasena, Burisravas, King Salya and Prince Shalaputra, son of King Samyamani. Abhimanyu, with a courageous heart, afflicted the 5 mighty Maharathas with all his mightiness, bravery and knowledge in weaponry, and those 5 warriors and their platoons were unable to defend themselves. Shrudakarma shone in battling against the mighty Dronacharya, Kurukshetra, Duryodhana, and Vivansati. Witnessing the mightiness of his sons, Arjuna, filled with happiness, cheered them and raged against Bhishma. Both Bhishma and Arjuna showered sharp-edged arrows which ravenously slaughtered the warriors, elephants, and steeds. Witnessing the fall of his warriors in the hands of Arjuna and his sons, Duryodhana urged 25,000 foremost warriors, comprising the skilled Madra kingdom's archers along with the knights of the Trigartha and Kakaya kingdoms, to slay the sons of Arjuna. Beholding the division of foe's army marching towards Arjuna and his sons, the generalissimo of Pandava army, Drishtadhyumna advanced against them with his troop. Uncompromising battle was fought, with everyone trying to succeed. While advancing to protect the sons of Arjuna, Drishtadhyumna slew Prince Damana, the son of Paurava King Parvataraja, and with his mighty darts he slew Jaga, cousin of Kritavarman, and 10 foremost army generals of Madra kingdom. With extremely sharp-tipped arrows, he slew the protectors of Prince Shalaputra and his chariot steeds and charioteer. Standing on a grounded chariot, enraged Prince Shalaputra proceeded against Drishtadhyumna with his sword. Respecting the rules of battle, Drishtadhyumna descended from his chariot with his sword, battled against Prince Shalaputra, and slayed him. Witnessing Prince Shalaputra lying lifeless on the ground, loud uproar was heard in the battlefield, and beholding his son slain, King Samyamani and King Salya raged against Drishtadhyumna. Salya covered Drishtadhyumna with his arrows. Abhimanyu rushed to protect Drishtadhyumna by showering his arrows. While advancing, he slew the Magadha king using his silver wing-pointy arrows and the elephant the king was riding on. Beholding the king dead, Duryodhana, accompanied by his 10 brothers and their division of army, rushed against Abhimanyu and surrounded him to protect King Salya. Abhimanyu, with cheered heart, battled against those rushing warriors and King Salya for hours. Duryodhana and his brothers intended to seize the unbeatable Abhimanyu by separating him from his army. Witnessing Abhimanyu being drawn into the circle of the Kaurava army, Drishtadyumna, along with the UPA Pandavas, 5 sons of Draupadi, Nakula and Sahadeva, rushed against the brothers of Duryodhana with their diversified weapons. The battle was so fierce that none stopped until they slayed their opponent. While the battle was proceeding for hours, Bhima rushed towards the spot in his chariot. Duryodhana commanded 10,000 skilled Magadha elephant warriors to battle against the mighty Bhima. Bhima, the skilled elephant slayer, armed with his mace, rushed against the elephant division approaching him. Bhima singly smashed those mighty 4-tusked elephants with his mace and thundering strikes. Bhima's prowess even terrified the hearts of Pandava army, who were witnessing him crushing those colossal elephants like ants. Drishtadyumna too entered with his mace and slayed the elephants while Nakula and Sahadeva were protecting the rear of Bhima and Drishtadyumna, and the UPA Pandavas showered their arrows from the front, leading path for those 2 mighty elephant slayers to penetrate. Within an hour, Bhima and Drishtadyumna annihilated the elephant division of Magadha army, and the dead elephants were on ground, like chopped mountains. Whirling his mace, Bhima slayed Druma, the head of the elephant division, with his mace dripping blood and him drenched in blood. Bhima was looking horrific, and the brothers of Duryodhana fled in fear. By noon, as the sun was in his peak but blazing less than Bhima, Duryodhana urged his vast troop to slay Bhima. Accompanied by Drishtadyumna, Sikandi, Sahadeva, Nakula, Abhimanyu, and the UPA Pandavas, Bhima, with great ease, smashed the warriors approaching him. Witnessing Bhima's terribleness and merciless battling, the Kaurava warriors fled in terror, and few even lost their lives out of fear just by beholding the terrible look of Bhima with his mace. King Bhurisravas, the son of King Somadatta, battled against Satyaki, who was assaulting the Kaurava army without mercy. Pithamah Bhishma battled against Arjuna and Abhimanyu. Duryodhana himself encountered Bhima with extreme rage. The duel was intense that both of them continued battling without even intervals. Bhima broke the bow of Duryodhana through his shafts. Enraged, Duryodhana took another bow, stringed it, and aimed a sharp pointy arrow at Bhima. The arrow pierced the armor and hit in between Bhima's breasts. Deeply hurt, Bhima collapsed in his chariot. Witnessing Bhima lying unconscious, King Salya, Duryodhana and his brothers moved forward with cheered heart to slay Bhima, but the dream of theirs was shattered as Abhimanyu approached there with his mighty division of army. Abhimanyu pierced King Salya with his sharp golden-winged arrows, and Salya was removed from the battlefield by his charioteer. Abhimanyu defending Bhima. Duryodhana encountered Abhimanyu while Bhima, recovering from his conscience, encountered the 14 brothers of Duryodhana. Taking his bow in his hand, Bhima showered darts at the brothers of Duryodhana. The 14 brothers, with intense rage, rushed against Bhima like deer raging against an alligator. Bhima, with cheered heart, showered arrows at them and cut the head of Senapati, and slayed Jalasandha in 3 shafts. Before even the rest of the brothers could respond, Bhima slayed Sashina and Ugra. Calling upon a celestial arrow, using 70 shafts, he exterminated Viravahu along with his charioteer and steeds. In the midst of the terrified Kaurava army, Bhima assassinated Bhimavega, Bhimavikra, and Sulochana with his broad-headed arrows. Petrified in witnessing the ruthless act of Bhima, the remnant brothers fled away along with their forces. Witnessing Bhima slaughtering the terrified Kaurava warriors who were running away, King Bhagadatta came attacking Bhima with his elephant warriors. Abhimanyu checked the elephant warriors while Bhima encountered Bhagadatta. Though Bhagadatta was able to strike Bhima at first, in few moments, regaining his strength, Bhima began to assault Bhagadatta, and Bhishma and Drona came with their division of troops to save Bhagadatta. Bhishma withdraws his army. Nearing Bhagadatta, Bhishma said, "Our animals are tired and the sun is also about to set. Let's not start a fresh fight at this time. It will be better if we all withdraw from today's battle. Less time is left for sunset, and so I declare the army to withdraw for the day." Acknowledging his words, Bhagadatta and Drona blew their conch along with Bhishma. Hearing the sound of the conches, The Kaurava army was gladdened and left the battlefield with fear for Bhima, even though the sun is not yet set. With the Kaurava army withdrawing, the Pandavas too blew the gong for withdrawal, and the Pandava army, delighted on their yet another day of victory, retired to their camp. Depressed on the death of his brothers, Duryodhana, filled with grief and tears, left the battlefield.